But if you just like, hey, help me out, and you ain't doing nothing, and it's just like, bro, I'm wasting my time. There's a lot of time wasters, and so it's kind of hard to see who's serious about it and who's not. So sometimes what happens is, I know I'll do this sometimes. It's like, nah, I don't got it. I don't have the time. And then once they come back after like 3 months, 6 months later, hey, bro, I know you didn't whatever. I just want to follow up. And this is what I've been doing. It's like, oh, you really working.
But you should be serious about it when they really.
So then when I see that you're serious, I'll give you all my time. Or not all of it, but I'll give you plenty of time. Right. And I don't mind investing. But it's like, you got to show me something first. And some people just gotta, like, sometimes they won't do anything because they don't get that first help from somebody else, and it's like, you wasn't serious in the first place. Because entrepreneurship is way harder than you going up to a nigga like, hey, can you help me out? Right. Nah, it's gonna be like your mom, your parents, your friends. Ain't nobody gonna support you.
That just a minute, but right now we got to start the podcast.
My bad.
Look, nigga, this is how y'all know. Look,
if you want to get into entrepreneurship,
they don't even know you here yet. We ain't even introduced you. They know. They've been talking.
Y'all see him, but y'all don't see him.
Yeah, you're not here yet. We're on my way. We gonna get to all of that. What's up, world, man? It's your boy G Wade, one of your hosts of 4 Black Dads, and to my left,
it is the deacon of sneaking, the pastor of laughter, Eric motherfucking Island, and we got a couple people that y'all know ain't here right now, but they dealing with stuff. You know, we love them. They got
them niggas are sick, and I told them that don't come into the studio. I don't want to catch none of it.
We ran out of Lysol, all that.
One got a sick kid, and the other one, I talked to him last night. He's sniffling and talking about something. No, I think I'm going to be better. Nah, bro. If you come in here, I told him, if you come in here sick, I'm pouring bleach down your throat. He said, what? I said, you know, we in that box, you ain't going to have a choice. But no, man, we got a special guest with us today, man. Hey, this is my brother, man. I didn't watch him grow in life, and you know what I'm saying, from the inside being next to him, outside moving around. You know what I'm saying? There's been times that you know how you don't speak to people, but then when you talk to them again, it's like you never stopped. You know what I mean?
I feel like
from that same place. Hey, this is a dude. Anytime anything happens, I'm always charged it to his head, not his heart, because this is somebody I didn't watch help people, but then also figure it out himself, man. So I want to introduce y'all to my guy, man, Emmanuel Williams, aka Breeze.
Breeze. Yeah, we can do that today. We can do that today.
You Breeze today? You can be Breeze today?
We can do
all
that.
Breeze. Okay. I didn't know that one. That was before my time, I guess. You know?
Hey, bro, Eric, I gotta ask you though.
Okay.
What do you mean by the deacon is sneaking, bro? I gotta understand
the deacon. Okay. Well, see, it started like this. You know what I'm saying? When I was a little wee pup, you know what I'm saying? I was growing up in the church. And, you know, I realized, you know what I'm saying, that I was not going to be anybody's deacon in their church. Because, you know, I had to follow rules and expectations of the head person, a pastor. And I don't follow rules very well. Sneaking came from the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying, I was a player amongst players. You know what I'm saying? I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I learned that the trick to treating was the fact of keeping your mouth shut. So I got a lot of tricks and treats because I know how to keep my mouth shut. So women who love to finagle and quietly would often see me for my services because they know I could keep a quiet mouth.
You gonna tell them about your other nickname in the streets?
Who? What
he
filth,
got another nickname in the streets.
Filth?
All right,
are you saying there, sir?
He got a nickname in the streets, OMGD. I heard it from, you know what I'm saying? You know how you hang around, you be in different places, and you be doing different packs of, you know what I'm saying? Like women, like friend groups, right? Chilling with this one friend group of women, and they like, you do the podcast with Eric. I was like, yeah, that's my guy. And then they was talking, and then you pick shit up, and homegirl was like, you mean OMGD? And I said, what does that be? And she said, oh man, good dick. I said, oh shit, this nigga.
For the listening audience, I cannot confirm nor deny Phil's Florida Phil. This young man is spewing on the stage right now.
That's another layer of
sneaking. I'm telling you.
No, I mean, that was just this thing. I like the way it rhymed, but yeah, that was all my thing. It's like it was always this yin and yang with me. It's like I've always been a good dude at heart. I always said if I never made it to heaven, it was because of a woman, because I love women. And I just feel like it's entrapment, Lord. That's going to be my defense when I get to heaven.
Entrapment.
It was entrapment.
He going to have the Samson. She cut my hair when I was asleep.
What was I to do? You made it so good that, I couldn't stay away from it, sir.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, that's always been my defense. So that's the deacon of sneaking in a roundabout way. Yeah.
Yeah, he be outside, though, I don't know.
I'm trying to get inside, man. I'm trying to.
Yeah, you gonna do it. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I just gotta find the right one.
You married, right? But you spent some time outside. I can imagine. You know what I mean? We was
Many
younger.
years.
I didn't come to talk about that. I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
No.
We gonna get
I'm just saying, freshly not married.
Okay, you're not okay. Bad.
Okay.
Freshly not married.
It's all right.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No,
You go through life. It's all good.
it's life.
Free life.
Yeah.
It's
No,
life.
okay. Now
we had a very good run.
So in this situation, right? It's a lot of times like, nigga, that's just it's part of life for some people. It's part of your journey,
Yeah.
right? Are y'all able to be cool with each other still?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Then that's what
Absolutely.
really matters.
Absolutely, yeah.
Y'all not getting petty. I got
No.
you know what I'm saying? I got a
No.
couple partners going through the same situation right now, and them niggas is getting petty. And
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, just don't be petty. That's all you can do is not be petty.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
So-
easy to say. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was married before and divorced, and I was very deeply in love with my wife at the time. But old habits are hard to break sometimes, and you find yourself in situations. With that being said, that initial blow, of okay, it can get a little petty, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you start to realize like some things like maybe they wasn't feeling you like you thought they was feeling you because the way they treating you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh damn, I thought it was love. You know?
I won't put nothing past myself. Like I've been fortunate to not have to be petty, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if y'all want to go there, then I can go there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like I really don't have to. So
I mean, it shows the character of
blessing.
both people. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a
And I met your wife. I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I met her. She seems like she's a down to earth person.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean? Yeah.
For sure.
So
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm happy that y'all cannot be petty because I'm
Yeah.
seeing some
Me too.
bullshit right now
Me too.
with my homeboy.
No, I count it as a blessing for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was easier to be petty in the situation because we didn't have any kids between us. So I think if we had kids, maybe it would have tempered things a little bit in the sense of
Nah, it get pettier, nigga. If y'all got you have people that now depend on y'all, like you know what I'm saying, like who gonna take them to this, who gonna take them to that. I've been doing this and I've been doing that and I've been doing it, and then everybody gets into that. What I've been, especially when it comes to them kids, nigga, it get petty real quick.
okay,
Not having kids takes a lot of stress
I'm about
off.
to say the kids. That's a level
that's
of
a whole
complexity.
nother one.
yeah. I mean,
That's
I did get to a point where it was just like I don't even care what you think or say because it wasn't nothing really holding us there. So I guess in my mind, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, all you
That'd
have to
be
do is just
easier
stop giving a fuck.
yeah.
He was like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I mean, the only thing y'all had time, y'all had the bond, the marriage, you know what I'm saying, all that. But
the
you,
property and
know
stuff
what?
like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
but-
what we was tripping about, initially. It was just the financial tangibles, things we, invested in together, how we was going to split those things up. And
that's a
I felt like,
get petty
you know what I'm saying? I came into it with a world of things, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, you know what I'm saying, my family provided a world of things where as they side didn't really contribute nothing to the situation, but yet you want to come out 50-50.
Everybody loses in a divorce.
Yeah. That's
Just to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk away feeling like I didn't get what I put in.
True.
Another person gonna walk away feeling like they didn't get what they put in.
True.
And it just is what it is, nigga. You change, but at the same time, like don't get petty. Just sometimes you just gotta live with it.
Take the L.
Take the L. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then but grow, but keep a positive relationship between, especially if kids is involved, keep a positive relationship with the other part. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, the only people gonna suffer is the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we should be able to put aside our differences as adults. We've been together for, you know what I'm saying, how many years, whatever it is.
What's the
Of course, we loved each other at one point. Bitch, we were just talking the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to me again. What the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? You get those stressful, situations and shit. Like, and sometimes you just, but just don't sink low. Just, keep it a buck. I love it.
Man, everybody can't be Michelle Obama, man.
Easier
Dude,
said
sometimes,
than
if they go low, we go to the floor.
Oh, no, I knock niggas out. Like, so I'm just saying. So I know petty. Oh, God. Hey, I got, the other day, let me tell y'all this story real quick, man. So the other day, I'm pulling up to my auntie house, right? And it's a dude, he outside, and he's spraying his car down, but he got mats on the ground in the parking lot. Well, he got them in the middle of the parking lot. So when I drive through, I drive over one of the mats because I'm backing in, right? I didn't even know that I did it, though.
I'm about to say,
It's a mat. I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't purposely do it. I just did what I did, you know what I'm saying, in park.
Yeah.
And then he spraying his thing, and he looked at me. He was like, you drove over my mat. And I was like, my bad, bro. I didn't see it. And he was like, no, but you drove over my mat. And I was like, so now you want to fight, guys? And I'm on the phone at the time because I'm talking. I wrote it. I said, "Oh, you want to fight?" I didn't even finish parking.
Yeah,
I hopped out, ran right up to him. Hey, bro, I drove over your mat. I'm sorry, I said that. But now you want to keep being an asshole. What we gonna do? You want to fight? Like I get petty sometimes. He was like, "No, not." And so then I parked my car and then I stomped on his mat.
Took it to the next level.
I did, bro, because like I apologize. You said you drove over my mat. I said, "Oh, my bad. I didn't see it." And then you want to keep yelling at me, and I already apologized to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Now we got a problem.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can dig it.
Matt's lives matter, man.
Matt's like, yeah, facts. I stumped all over that, bro. I would wipe my feet on it too.
Oh, man.
I was like, fuck this Matt.
Why don't you just take out your Johnson and piss on it?
Nah, I didn't do that. I went to my auntie house. I said, I just had to cuss out your neighbor, but it's all good. She moving anyway, so it's all right. We getting this shit ready for her to move. That's why I was pulling up. Yeah. So, cuss out your neighbor. I almost beat him the fuck up. I didn't know. He turned into a worm. If he would have bucked back, it would have been a fight. Because I'd have knocked him out. I was looking for one anyway.
Right, but that be the most part. Is be the worm niggas that be doing the chop, 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 chop. And then when you step to them, they get real small all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, why'd you doing all that chirping in the first place if you wasn't going to do nothing? You ain't really about that action. Why don't you just be quiet? It's a mat.
What T.I. say on stand up, you got an alligator mouth and a hummingbird ass. Your mouth writing checks that your ass can't cash.
T.I. got way words, though.
Facts.
Alligator mouth and a hummingbird. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, the hummingbird ass. What you going to do?
Right, hum away.
I get petty. I just, you know what I mean? It just, in real situations, we can't get petty when it's really a matter of like, you know, but I get petty in arguments. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So it's just, I think it's nature of people, you know what I mean, to do that. And I don't know. Breeze, let me ask you a question. Because you always been so peaceful.
I love that you call me Breeze, bro. It take me back.
You gotta tell me about
It take me
Breeze
back
now.
to a fonder time, bro.
Okay, where does Breeze come from? Because I'm getting hip to the whole Breeze scenario.
So that was like my nickname back in high school.
Okay.
And then, I was a producer, rapper, and all that. And so everybody just called me Breeze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, bars?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He didn't have bars. I'm agreeing with him on that one. I'm agreeing with him on that one.
I was like the Dr. Dre nigga. I only rapped because everybody else was rapping.
Gotcha.
And I have fun making music.
Gotcha. Okay.
I knew I wasn't an MC. I would never like battle a nigga and be like, yeah, bro, we going like that was never happening. Okay. But I just rap for the fun of it because I just absolutely love making music.
But if they needed that work, they was coming to see you because you had them fire beats.
For the beats, for the production, I'll talk my shit. For rapping, I will never say anything.
It wasn't just production either. He was preaching at a young age, telling us what we needed to do in the future. And a lot of people didn't listen. And a lot of us did, and some didn't. But it was all about, he was always the one to give you the message. Of like, because it was producer too, but it was also business. Hey man, we can do this.
I was more business.
This is what you know what I'm saying. So you go. Breeze wasn't just the producer, even though he was one of the coldest producers ever. We had a conversation the other day about this. When at a Portland, Breeze slaps.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
We was on that FL Studio way before it became like a thing in the industry.
Fruity Loops.
When it was Fruity Loops.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So
yeah. But then also the equipment and what did you run off of?
I still use Fruity Loops, but I
what kind of board did you get?
I had a Roland MV8000. It's like a glorified MPC. Yeah.
So
I would have known you back in the day. You know, your boy used to go out there.
Back in the day?
I was doing some things
today.
Okay, you still on it?
Some stuff.
That's
you
what's
know
up.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, y'all should get together.
I ain't making no music though.
You ain't making no music. You done no more. Yeah, you
done. I'm done. It's certain things like when I'm off of it, I'm off.
Yeah,
and I'm on to the next, and I can't go back.
You can't. It ain't therapeutic for you no more.
Hell no.
Okay,
it's stressful.
I just started DJing.
That sounds like fun though.
It is.
I've always wanted to DJ.
You want to DJ?
But it also sounds time consuming, and I don't have time.
No, it's not time consuming as much as that. When you get home, this is what I do, right? Like I DJ, party and stuff. I just start finding out what everything do. And sometimes when I meditate, I'll be at home. I pull the equipment out, put my headphones on, and And then I would just DJ from there and listen to music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just vibe out. That's a way that's a therapy for me.
Yeah.
So
I could see myself doing that though, for real.
But when I'm at parties and I'm DJing at parties sometimes, like I had to DJ and I was DJing for like, it had to be like an hour and a half in. And I was like, damn, I'm tired of listening to music. but I still had like 2 hours to go. You know what I mean? But I was tired of listening to music, bro.
Yeah.
I had to find a way to be like, you know what? I want to listen to music again. I was just over it that day. It was a long day. But it's also art. What happened? Oh yeah, my bad. But it's also art.
Yo.
That's why I said that, because I'll be doing it too.
Yeah.
But it's also it's the art of it to be able to release and get away.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't doing it no more. You off of it.
I'm off of it for the most part. One day I might DJ. We'll see.
Okay.
But it like the passion, it has to be there.
Yeah.
Because I think I'll be dope at it, but I just don't really. I'm not feeling it right now.
But this is what I was gonna say though.
Okay.
Before you got me over talking about braids. Okay. You always like calm, right?
Yeah.
But you always been this way.
Mm-hmm.
How do you maintain that level of just like of peace in that way? And not like I've never seen you real fiery. You just like, hey man, I can give it to you. And if you don't accept whatever, but I never seen you just like, Yeah,
you will only see me like that like in the heat of like competition.
Okay.
So, but also I am like this because if I let the dog off the leash, niggas is not gonna like me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna like it if I let the dog off the leash. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm gonna stay calm to like preserve relationships.
Yeah.
And to just like to not, because I could go and I could be whatever, but I choose not to be, because I know that it's not conducive to like building relationships and whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I harness that energy when I need it.
Okay.
And that energy works
like,
well for me.
You just pull from it when you need it.
I pull from
as
it
much
when
as you need?
when I need to.
It's like as much as you need, or sometimes you go all out. Like
sometimes it goes a little too far. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but it be fun though when I do harness it. But it's really in the spirit of like competition for real. So like in sports, when I played football, that's when I used it. You know what I'm saying? Recently, or like when it comes to working out, that's when I use it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you been in the gym
a little bit.
You said newly single. He got to get that dad bod off of you.
Hey, I've been in the gym well before. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just messing with you, but I feel you.
But nah,
I feel you.
But yeah, bro.
It's extra now.
And it also like I use it like when I'm not around people though. Like for me to be an entrepreneur and to be able to like overcome stuff or just like do things that I haven't seen done, and I gotta like come up with the idea and create the model and create the business and like that energy it doesn't come out as like a force or whatever, but it's like an internal thing where it's like I'm harnessing that energy to overcome whatever imposter syndrome, or just like, all right, I don't have the resources, but I have like externally, but I have it internally. And so I just harness the energy in different ways. Yeah.
Man, that's so much gems right there. I was like, damn, how do I harness my internal energy? Because sometimes I just be like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck everybody. And that's just the way I feel at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And whatever's happening from there is happening.
One thing is broken teach you, and I still like free therapy sometimes, right? But I do that. I still free therapy from everybody. Like I'm the type of nigga, I call you. I don't want shit. I don't really want nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling because I just want to tap in. I ain't seen your name. You know what I mean? You came up on my mind, and I might be on my way to Seattle right now. I might be on to Northern California. I'm just driving,
right? And
people pass my mind. I just call to reach out. I don't want nothing. Just want to see how you doing, whatever.
Right.
But then we get into a conversation. And it's a therapy session on both sides. I can offer my point of view, they can offer their point of view, and then you know what I'm saying. We can just talk. But I really only do it to people that I know love me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Or I know when I call, it's not gonna be. Well, I ain't hear your call. I ain't seen you, and I ain't call you for all that shit, because you ain't call my phone either. So what are we talking about? I just want to say hi. How are you doing? You know what I mean? But people put that stress on you, right? Yeah. And so and then I'll be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a quick conversation. Well, I ain't doing nothing. I'm about to go to this gas station. I'll talk to you in a minute. Nick, I hung up with somebody telling me I gotta go to a gas station. That's not a reason to hang up the phone, but I just hung up the phone.
Niggas will tell you anything,
right?
Like, bro, I'm about to make this peanut butter jelly sandwich, bro. Let me like, what the fuck is that? You can't multitask.
And so we go through that. So sometimes for me, it's hard to stay peaceful. But I really like, and it's been times I'm like, oh, Breeze just cussed that nigga out, right? It's especially when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? In the meetings, but
Which I don't even remember.
No, it's just I'm talking about like times when we was younger, and then we have all these different groups, and then we'll try to have these meetings, where people are trying to, you know what I'm saying? Talk.
Oh man,
and I'll be like, but you always been the one to be like, look, man, this is the information at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you other than this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then me, like, oh, if I was Breeze, somebody would have got hit, nigga. You know what I mean? Or not even that, that way, but I'll just start barking. I, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's just
that's a gift. It's a gift, man. It's something that, you know, like I said, I think the Creator gave us all our different, you know what I'm saying, gifts and talents and how we able to move. And I always admire gentlemen like E. Like I said, even without me actually working with him, I actually ran into him at church one time, just in passing. And I don't think he ever even knew who I was or anything like that. But you know how you know, I ain't gonna say troll people, but you watch people, you observe people, you know what I'm saying? I'm ex-military, it's just something in my DNA. I'm go out, watch and observe, you know what I'm saying? I always carried himself very well, you know what I'm saying? Didn't know his background, didn't know anything about him, and then we ended up working together. And he was straight up legit, you know, the same way, even tone. Nothing ever rattled his bars, you know what I'm saying? He was always on top of his game. And I was like, I like this guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about him, but you know what I'm saying? I like this guy. You know what I'm saying? And so just the facts of being able to have this moment in time, actually years later, and actually just sit down and chop it up with you, man. You know, I'm glad you're here today.
Appreciate you, bro. That's crazy, bro. 4 years went by quick.
I know, real quick.
That was hella fast.
So y'all worked together for a minute?
Yeah.
Brief minute.
Okay.
It was like, what, 2, 3, 4 months or something like that?
September, October. Yeah, about 4 months for me.
4 months.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I came in at the tail end of 2020.
We're going to jump into that. We got to take a quick break.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to when we come back, we're going to get to more of the serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really going to dive into
Straight
like
up.
your journey. We're going to dive into, you know what I'm saying, what you do now and how life is progressing. Yeah. But we got to take a quick break, man. And we'll be right back at you. 4 Black Dads.
Already.
All right. Hey, this is Ikes from 4 Black Dads. And I just want to shout out the Get Your Locks Off Salon on 24th of Broadway. Check it out if you ever want to get your hair cut. Men, women, kids, children, llamas, donkeys, cows. No cats or dogs though, because we're not licensed for cats or dogs. Check it out.
Yeah.
You know we back, man. 4 Black Dads. We still here with my guy
in the building.
Emmanuel Williams, right?
Facts.
And so we've been talking about the journeys in life and you know what I'm saying, everything goes. So we was talking about back in the day, producer, you know what I'm saying, we was young doing things, and then you always been moving. You progressed and moved into different fields and moved up. And then at one point you teaching DEI and doing, you know what I mean? And then you had the Black United Fund that when you jumped in and started moving when they was giving money just black people, somebody had to be like, well, give it to us and we'll figure out how we gonna give it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at the end of the day, it wasn't reparations. And I don't want anybody to confuse the money that they gave black people for reparations, because it's not. Like, reparations continue to go.
Man.
But like working in that field, how'd y'all, you know what I'm saying? And that's what y'all linked in. Navigating that. What was it like?
Man, that was a crazy, obviously 2020 was a crazy time, bro.
2020 was nice.
But it was one of those things where I had walked away from my other job. I was working in insurance for like 10 years after college.
Okay.
And so I had quit my job in 2018. And during that time, I was podcasting, right? I was doing Socks and Sandals.
Yep.
And so the podcast was kind of a springboard into like your life could be different. You could do different things, you know, as you focus on the things that you're really curious about and things that really motivate you. And so while I was still figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, I was driving Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I was just figuring it out. But then I knew that when I walked away from my job, I didn't want to work for a corporation no more. I didn't want to do something that I didn't believe in. I wanted to help people. I wanted to work with my people, for my people. So I literally like told myself and my wife at the time that I'm not going to take another job unless I can work with black people and work for black people. on behalf of like that's all I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so when that opportunity came in 2020, I jumped on. I was like, oh no, I'm getting this. Like I'm applying for this job. I'm getting this job. And I'm gonna get off the road because I'm tired of driving. You know what I'm saying? And so I got the job when we started I knew it was a temporary project just from August to December. And so I got on, started at the beginning of August. I believe, Eric, you started September.
Yeah, late September.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all had already was in full swing about a good month.
Yeah.
Before I tapped in. And my journey was a little bit different. Not that I ain't have no love for the people or anything like that, but I was, well into my apprenticeship program. I was supposed to graduate in 2020, go get my journeyman's license. And then the pandemic hit and they shut everything down. And I had pretty much completed all the classes I needed. I just needed my OJT time. So by the time I got ready to open things back up, the place that I was doing my training at was like, yeah, we're going to open school back up. You guys go ahead and pay your tuition and we'll get your cards and stuff. And I'm thinking like, what do you mean pay my tuition? I done took everything. You want me to pay tuition for a class I've already passed and taken?
You had to go do the class again?
That's what they wanted me to do. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you already did it.
I had already did it. Passed the class, already paid the tuition. So in my mind, I'm like, we didn't really all know how the government was going to take care of everything, but I was pretty good and sure that they were going to get compensated for all the time they lost or people not being in class, that type of thing. So, I stood on principle where, a lot of my other classmates were like, man, we're just going to go out and pay the tuition and take the class again. Because in order for you to have a license that BOLI will give you, you have to be certified in a class somewhere for them to issue you a license. But I was just like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So I've already taken the class. I'm not paying again. I'll take the class. You know what I'm saying? If I got to be in class in order for me, I'll do that.
So how the hell did it bring you back to the Black United Fund?
So I know some people.
She was like, speed up this story.
No, I'm
not connecting the dots.
Okay, hold up.
Okay, in the weeds.
I'm in the weeds. I'm in the weeds. So I'm standing on principle, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to work. I need to find a job. I know different people in the community because I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? The deacon. I've been out here.
You know everybody that bring you around.
That guy. And so I made some contacts, and they was like, oh, well, yeah. And I got a job, and if you want it, here's just what we do. And so then I connected the dots through Dr. Foster and some of my contacts, and they was like, yeah, come on in.
And tapped in.
And so that's when I came in and started doing that. And as much as I loved doing what we were doing, I hated my portion of it.
Can I tell both of y'all something?
Yes.
I'm mad at both of you niggas.
Why is that?
Because I ain't get no money. And I'm black as hell. Ain't nobody give me shit.
Did you fill out the paperwork?
I got out for the application and all that. I said, ooh, I want some free money. And then I just put on there all my demographics and everything, but ain't nobody send me no money. But at the end of the day, a lot of people I know got money.
Because of that lawsuit.
I know a lot of people. A lot of people
like
that
12
I know
million that got jammed up. The last 12 million.
Yeah, with the
it was like
natives and
it was a Hispanic lady that sued the fund. It was a few white corporations, you know what I mean? Like some rural logging business or something was like, it was just like random.
Yeah.
They was like,
and they were talking about discrimination.
They said, we want some of that nigga money too. You can't just give it to them.
That's the one thing that irritates me about the whole narrative in our country in this time is like, even during that time, what irritated me the most is like, nobody wants to be a black person, you know what I'm saying? But then when we start getting something that's just for us, everybody want to come out the woodworks like they being discriminated against, they being left out or something. I'm like, we've been left out of a lot of shit for so long. You know what I'm saying?
That happens every time something is specifically for us.
I know.
Just know. It don't matter. It's going to be in the future, but I do appreciate y'all too. I know I was fucking around.
I know.
Because there's a lot of people that I know that actually did get help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before the money ran out,
right.
There was a lot of people I know that got that received it and they needed it more than I did.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but every time something that's only going to benefit us happens, they step in and stop it from all other places. They're not willing to be like, you know what? Let's leave well enough alone. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's for them.
It's
cool.
Because we never step in on nobody else.
We don't step in on none of that, bro.
Ever.
Right.
And we actually fight for other groups.
Ain't nobody sue the government for giving money to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yes, you did a wrong there. You have to repay that wrong.
Right. We was all on board with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The natives that live, in this country right now, We not stepping in and trying to sue nothing for nothing.
Right.
Because you deserve it. They came and took your shit, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get your money. Yeah. But when we do something that's specifically for us, y'all, nigga, leave us alone, please.
You think we need a reservation?
Huh?
You think we need a reservation? Have our own land? Our own
Oh man, I don't get into that on this podcast. My way of thinking is gonna have people like, hey man, look.
I thought I could catch you slipping.
We just need them to leave us the fuck alone. At the end of the day, leave us alone. I know, but they won't. You know what I mean? It's a reason.
It's a lot of fear.
Yeah, and they know how to work every movement. You know,
a lot of fear, bro.
It's a lot of fear, and so
I think that's how we even got BIPOC to even come up with. Because I remember, we used to be just Negroes and African Americans, and next thing you know, we BIPOC.
Well, they don't want to give us our own identity, because then they have to say that this group is the group that we need to repay. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so as long as they keep us lumped in with a whole bunch of other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they never have to say, boom, this is the one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if they never have to do that, like Hiroshima, it's like, okay, we got to pay Japan. They knew who they had to give some, you know what I mean? When the natives in the country, they know who had the natives, right?
The Jewish people, yeah.
We've been colored, black, African American, Negroes. We've been niggas
the whole time.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we've been all these things, but always lumped in with something else at the time. And so every movement that we have, another group will come in and hijack it. Because we have been the ones fighting this fight for so long. So when they break up these other groups that pop up, it's only because of the black groups that started. COINTELPRO did not start. It wasn't okay. It was named in the 60s.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It started way before that.
Mm-hmm. Almost definitely.
Black Wall Street, Seneca Village. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like it's not by accident at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people just gotta understand the government. Yeah.
So okay, but I'm of this mindset.
No, you good. You good. You cooking, bro.
Each group, and the way I look at it from politics and everything that's going on now, like I don't see a lot of Asian groups out marching. I don't see a lot of Latino groups out marching. And the reason I say that is because it feels like they get together in their groups and they get resources put together to where it's like, okay, we can fend for ourselves. So I just feel like as a community, you know what I'm saying? Like until we get to the point where we got resources in our community that demand and can command government to do what we need them to do, we're going to be at a lost cause, man. We're always going to be playing second fiddle. You know what I'm saying?
No, our Asian partners, they can, you know what they can do? They can go and petition, do something because guess what? They have a heritage and behind them. So they can say, this is only for Laotians. They can say, this is only for Vietnamese. They can narrow it down in a way that
and
we can't narrow it down.
I just feel like we missing the boat as far as getting our resources together, man. Because I feel like, the communities that, pull together and say, okay, look, you don't see the cops going out and just randomly killing a bunch of Asian people. You don't see them randomly killing a bunch of Latino people. You know what I'm saying? Because they come together, they pull their resources together.
No, they killed them too.
They killed them too.
Especially Latino, like, you know what I'm saying?
To the same level?
Hey.
As us?
The Latino?
Probably not per capita, but everybody is getting hit. Anybody that's poor is getting,
I would say yes. A lot of it goes
without repercussion.
A lot of it goes unreported because they killing motherfuckers at the border. They killing motherfuckers in, you know what I'm saying, East LA that's undocumented and shit. And a lot of that shit don't get recorded, don't get seen. They don't have nobody to advocate for them.
And all the shit that we hear about is by design because it's ratings and you can sell it. So you can sell a race war of black and white because they know you can harness the emotional energy of black people and we're going to run somebody's ratings through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You can't harness the emotional, capital of the so-called Latino community because that's not how they get down. Not to say it's not that it's right or wrong, good or bad. It's just they just don't react to that, and so therefore it's not going to get put in the media and entertainment.
Yeah,
because they can't sell it.
I noticed that. Yeah. Like even with this election,
it's happening, but nobody's buying it.
I was like, not that even with all the stuff that
people don't care. People don't give a fuck.
The president-elect.
You can be honest on here.
Somebody cares, but I'm saying like they're just not. They're not going to watch the news and get all worked up and
guess what?
get online and say fuck the government. They're not going to do that because a lot of people you can't go against the government if you're not all the way a citizen or you can get deported. You know what I'm saying?
Why they don't do it?
But they can't send us nowhere, so that's why they can fuck with us like
They
that.
know they can't change it, so they have to not give a fuck about it. Sometimes if you know it's a battle in futility, you have to say, you know what? I'm going to do something else other than think about this.
That part too.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, they don't give a fuck. They forced not to give a fuck. It's not that they want to give a fuck, but ain't nothing I can do in the first place. So I have to not give a fuck in order to not go crazy and just start doing random weird shit.
I mean, I think that's a good example, even like through this past election. Like, I would think about all the stuff that, the president-elect, would say about, immigrants and other cultures and stuff, and be incensed for them, you know what I'm saying, only to discover that after election was over with, a lot of those people that I was being incensed about voted for him. So it shows me that, they don't react to it the way we react to it.
That's
they look at it to where it's like, okay, how can I benefit from, I'm going to take the lesser two evils. Like, you can call me a dog or whatever the case may be. You say I'm eating cats and dogs. I don't care. Is this going to help my business? Is this going to help me and my family thrive? Whereas we have more of an emotional stake in it. Like, you can't just call me the N-word, basically and think I'm finna vote for you. And then we looking at other people the same way. Like, how do you, and then say that you're not, racist, but you supporting this. So it's either we got to learn how to not be so emotional about it no more, or
we have to react by organizing and not react with emotions.
Yes.
So like, okay, so when that shit happened with this the Mexican partners, nigga on God. So with them, when shit like that happened with them, you know what they do? They react by coming together. Yes, you gonna find 5, 6, 7, 8 niggas in one house. Yep, you know why? Because we pulling all our resources, right? What we don't do is we so prideful that I gotta have mine and you gotta have yours and you gotta boom. And if you can't do what I can do, then you know what I'm saying. I gotta watch my friends. I can't be around people who ain't got nothing. Why do we do that with each other? Right? At the end of the day,
it's different though, bro. We can't compare ourselves to other cultures as if it's the same situation. It's not the same situation.
But
you talking about people that's just getting over here and they have no heritage in this country, in this land. Not all of them, but a lot of people. What you talking about? The immigrants.
But that's what I'm saying.
They don't have no heritage. They don't have no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so therefore, like the family relationship, the whole dynamic is different because it's all new to them. Yeah. Like I just got here too. All right, cool. We gon' da. Us, nigga, we been here and we done been through it. And our level of trauma is just like, yo, I can't really share space with you right now, bro, because.
But a lot of them have roots here. A lot of them was already here, so they got roots. They got family that been through.
But
through some
we
shit,
was already,
and they coming up. All of us.
We the foundation.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a different level of relationship to this land and to the political process that we have that they don't have, and the political process is what it is because of us. The country is what it is because of us. Them folks wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the moral compass and the fight and the emotional, all of that, because of us. And so that's like the way that we react emotionally has been our greatest strength, and it has also been our greatest weakness at the same time. But if it wasn't for, so we relied on us being able to emotionally, communicate, and our spirit and the strength in which we talk and the way that we carry our words, like we've never been a majority in this country, but we've pushed and we've changed the fabric and the outlook of this country because of what we did. So it's a lot of emotional investment in it. Because we've invested so much, we not just gonna settle for 8 niggas in a house. Nah, bro. I'm gonna be on government assistance because I've been paying taxes. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, our blood, sweat, and tears built this country. I'm gonna at least get my own apartment.
What if they need it though?
What if who need it?
The other 7 niggas in the house.
Need what?
Need a place to live.
I mean, it happens. Let's not act like black people ain't lived in a house with hella family
That's what
members.
I'm saying though. But to this day, like right now,
but
we're not willing to accept that because we gonna clown on the other 7 niggas that's in the house.
No,
if you don't want to own a house,
I would say that.
Bro, we do that all the time.
Well, I think that might be more like a West Coast Portland thing, bro. But like in the South and the East Coast,
that happened all the time. I got cousins still doing that right now in Arkansas. What's up, y'all? But I think to what you're saying, and at least the way I'm hearing it, and the way I see it, is when those groups come together. Like I think about my home. I give a prime example. I had 2 Asian friends that was really like my best friends growing up in high school, and the way their family was set up, the dad owned one of the corner stores, and mom worked in the store. They would have to work in the store afterwards, and then they had cousins that came over. You know what I'm saying? They lived with them for a while, and basically how it was everybody made their money. They brought it into the pool of the house, and then as the kids got older, the oldest one get out. They get married or whatever the case is. That pot of money goes to the oldest, and they keep it moving that way. Set them up with a house, get them a car, a nice little bank account. All the pool of resources going in. Like if it's 6 or 7 people living in the house, you got 6 or 7 different incomes. It'd be different if it's 6 or 7 black folks in the house and everybody's putting their money into one pot and saying, okay, whoever get up on their feet, we gonna put this towards them, help them get out and get some piece of land and this, that, and the third. I don't think we'd be looking at it that way. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice if we did, but
but also our level of trauma and what we've been through is different.
Yeah.
Like we've done all the things that all these other cultures are doing.
Yeah.
But our shit has been destroyed.
No,
how many different times?
Right.
Like you said, you was talking about Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? And all the other stuff that was happening. Seneca Village, all of that. Like we've already done it. We've actually done it time and time and time again. Mm-hmm. But it's like, how much can a people take before they just really are kind of broken it? Because and then you COINTELPRO.
We have to do it again. We can't stop trying.
And we are doing it. We are doing it.
What we have to do is when you're in a situation like E was talking about, right? You got a family business, right? Mm. The kids is working at the family business doing whatever, boom, boom, boom. When they step outside, if they in an inner city, a major city somewhere where, you know what I'm saying, and they don't have Jordans on, and it's a nigga being like, hey, look at your feet. Hey, oh, you live in that house over there, they with all them people in it. You doing it, you know what I'm saying? When you have that kind of confusion, that situation right there can turn into a Seneca Village. That situation right there can turn into something great. But instead of us saying, oh, this nigga ain't got, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, why are we even buying them in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't we supporting this and letting it grow?
Bro, I think it's more black suburbs than we really care to even give credit for.
No, there are. But everybody has their own in those suburbs, right?
As they should.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't.
As they should.
If you live there, you work. But when they bring in something that people think is undesirable, black folks, then guess what happens? They get pushed out just like they would if they was to go into a white gated community. We need to stop doing that to our people. Yeah, maybe I don't understand the way this nigga rock, but he got his own in here too. And guess what? His nephew might come, or his niece, his family, somebody else might come over here because they doing bad over there. And then as soon as they come in the neighborhood, then we look at them the same way the white folks look at us when we move into their neighborhoods. Why are we doing that to each other? Instead, oh, well, shit, nigga, let me talk to my nigga. We'll keep it cool.
Maybe, I'm not saying it don't happen, because obviously
it happens all the time.
You're seeing
but it happens with all cultures. Yeah, bro. Let's not act like all people just don't have class.
We have to
class
pick and
battles.
Choose who we deal with.
Yeah,
and I think that is fucked up, because I have to pick and choose between my brothers, my sisters. I have to pick and choose to the people that grew up like me, and maybe they didn't do it the same way I did it. But if I have to pick and choose in order to be here.
But I don't know.
Then why am I here?
I don't know if picking and choosing is necessarily a bad thing, because based upon the trauma that he said, like
everybody don't have to. Oh my bad.
No, I know. I'm just saying this, for your own safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to pick and choose, but somebody come to the neighborhood, they might not have your best interest in mind.
Straight up.
Everybody that grin ain't your skin. You know what I'm saying? So that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
kinfolk, bro.
Even though that. You see an opportunity where it's like, man, I just want to give a handout. I'm gonna, help you out in which way I can. They better be looking at you, sizing you up. Like, what can I get from him? What can I, what can I take from him?
That happens all the time, and I see it and I know it. I know the people who are around me that are just around me because they can get something from me.
Yeah, because you a strong dude and you got street smarts. But then who's gonna protect the people who's not as strong as you and don't have the same level of street smarts? You know what I'm saying?
That's on me to do.
Right, and so you got to pick and choose.
That's okay.
Because you got to protect the community and your family from the people that they don't even know is snakes or don't even know is like hella irresponsible and is liable to mess up the whole situation.
If I'm not telling, but this is the thing. If I got them around me, it's because I love them, and I'm constantly telling them too the things that they're doing that is it could possibly fuck some shit up, right? I'm gonna tell them. I'm not somebody. I don't bite my tongue. I don't care about that because at the end of the day, we're gonna fight. What are we gonna do? And so I get into arguments and conflicts with my brothers all the time, my sisters all the time. That's not a problem. I'm gonna love you the same way tomorrow that I loved you today. I don't know what you know what I'm saying, what to say. I don't care if we argue or not. I can get over an argument. Who cares? But at the end of the day, it's when I say you're part of this, and then somebody else says, well, they can't be part of it because you got to protect yourself because I don't want them because I don't know how to deal with them. Well, that's up to me. Well, then I'll just be the go-between then. If you don't know how to deal with them, then talk to me about it and I'll go deal with them, right? But instead of doing that, we say, oh, no, I don't know how to deal with them. And so then we end up kicking people out of our community that we don't understand, and they are us. Just misunderstood.
Yeah, but I hear you on that, bro. But also, it's like it get to a point where I don't got the time for all that. Who got the time to be doing all that?
It depends on how you're using your time.
Everybody ain't got the luxury of time to be like trying to coach up grown people on how to like just be a
decent person.
A decent person. If you not what I want to be around, I don't have to force you to change so that I can be comfortable around you. I could just find the people that I'm comfortable around. And if I'm not comfortable around you, it's not personal. We just don't mix. And I just think that's what it kind of come down to too. It's like It's not like I hate you or like I see you as we just don't get along. And so if I know I don't get along with this person, I don't get along with that person, or their lifestyle and their values are different from mine, that's the reason why, we live in America, is because we have the choice to be able to move around. And that's why everybody comes to America, because you can kind of create your own little community of, this is the type of people, this type of lifestyle I want to live, and I want to be around this. And so that's why I'll move to this neighborhood. If I want to be around these type of people, I can live in this neighborhood. If you know what I'm saying, like, so and that's why everybody comes to America.
People come to America to segregate.
Absolutely, absolutely. Why do you think these people from these so-called Latin countries come up here and will leave like palm trees and beaches and relative freedom, I guess, to come live in a city and stay in a house with 8 people, because eventually they want to live in a suburb and they want to, buy some land and own a farm or do whatever they want to do to be able to create the life that they want to live. Some people want to live in the suburbs and not be around, or not even suburbs, want to live like rural and be on a farm or be on acres, because I don't want neighbors. You can do that in the United States, and it's not far-fetched to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like everybody don't want to live around people, and that's fine. But that's America. That's why we here. Now, if you want to live in a high density area, shit, you can.
I want to live on a compound at the end of the day. I want a big ass compound with all my people around me.
Straight up.
That'll be love.
All your people.
Yeah.
Not everybody people.
No, when I say all my people, I'm talking about everybody. Everybody my people.
I can dig it.
All black people my people. I'm gonna rephrase that. All black people. Every black person is my person.
I can dig that.
Yeah, I'm for real.
I can dig that.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, I get what you're saying, because you don't invite everybody to your house.
Straight up.
It's some people that you don't invite to your house because they are who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of that got to do with dope. You know what I mean? Drugs, nigga.
Is that it?
I think that's the end case. Yeah. At the end of the day, though, the only people I really be like, you know what, I can't invite them over, is because they on dope. That's the only reason I would be like, I can't put my wallet.
What was the other? I forgot the other one you had. It was dope, and then was it whether they had socks on or they don't wear socks, or was it flip flops?
No, if you wear shoes without socks, don't come to my fucking house. That's weird to me.
He smell like Oaks Park.
Right. Flip flops should be cool. Flip flops without socks, I get it.
Straight Oaks Park sweat.
Shoes with no socks. That's
disrespectful, bro.
It's weird. It's weird.
And it's like, I love you, but you just can't come in my house.
You can't come. If you own dope or you wear shoes without socks, that's my rules of who I can be around and who I won't be around.
And they gotta respect that.
The funniest story this dude ever told me. It stick with me forever to this day. Was it? I want to say it was you. I'm almost sure it was you.
Yeah.
Was your auntie came to get you some new shoes?
See, that's why I got thing with socks. That's why I have a thing with socks. When I was a kid, bro, you know, you run around, you a kid, you just be doing shit. You know, I don't know. They always run around the house and shit. Like, you make cereal and you just in your socks running around the house. And you spill some cereal on the floor. What you gonna do? You just gonna wipe it up with your socks. You know what I'm saying? One time, like, hey, I can just get rid of that milk, the little drop. You know what I mean?
I'm not doing that. I hate wet socks, bro. I can't do it.
Not me.
I can't do it, bro.
I was 19 years old.
I'll change my whole socks a little bit of water.
Man, I didn't went outside in my socks. Like the homie came over, I was like, "What's up?" And I went like just stepped outside, just talking to him
your
for a
feet
minute.
Different, bro.
Yeah, I had socks on.
Little pebbles on your feet.
It was summertime.
Okay.
Bam, bam.
Man, my auntie called me. It's probably around like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Come on, so what you doing? I said, I ain't doing nothing. She said, all right, I'm going to come pick you up. I said, all right, cool.
Man.
She said, get ready. Right. She called the house phone too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
House phone.
Landline.
Yeah. Landline. Right. I said, okay. Then I go. Same socks on, just toss my shoes on. I'm a 10-year-old kid, bro. I don't care about life like that. I don't care about what I look like. They got stink probably too. 10-year-old boys stink. Hey. I got a 13-year-old. That nigga still stinks sometimes.
Man, crazy.
Hey. But so I hop in the car. We get in the car. We on our way to the, we driving. I'm thinking I'm just going to the house. Right? She said, I'm about to go buy Joseph some shoes, my cousin, right? So my brother. So yeah, I was just thought about my mom's sister. So I'm her son. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get you some shoes too. I said, ooh. Because the first thing I thought about was my socks. Nigga, we get to Foot Locker, we in the Lloyd Center.
Oh,
we get to Foot Locker, and we picking out shoes, and the whole time I'm thinking like, oh my God, I got on these socks, and I've been in them all day running around. It is what it is.
Cheerio juice, everything on it.
Nigga, we at Foot Locker. I pick out some shoes. I'm reluctant now. Now
it's not the place to be, bro.
It went from a happy trip to a. I'm supposed to be happy I'm getting new shoes, but I'm not.
Nah,
you know what I mean. We go to the thing. I finally pick some shoes. We sit down. So you want to try them on? I took my shoe off, and the Foot Locker lady that was helping us was like. She looked at my aunt. She said, "You know we sell socks." They was black as shit on the bottom. It was horrible, right?
She was like, "Case he don't get these, I cannot give these to nobody else."
My aunt was like, "He has." She was so pissed. He has socks. Like, I offended her.
Auntie.
I just didn't know.
That's auntie's love right there. She was giving it. She was giving it.
Nephew needs some new socks right now.
She came to the show at Norma Jeans the other day, man. She was in front. I didn't tell that story, but one day I'm gonna have her right up front. I'm gonna tell that goddamn story because he has that trip home. I ended up getting the shoes anyway. You know what I'm saying? She didn't buy me no socks because she knew. She called my mom. No, she can't. She told my mom as soon as we got back to the house.
Okay,
because there was no cell. She come back house. You know what his socks look like? I took him to get some shoes. I didn't know we was going to get shoes. His socks was they was in there talking shit. Nigga. You know how you when you're a kid, you be want to listen? Yeah. You know they talking about you.
They be going crazy on the phone too. Why I feel like
no, they was in person. I was
it was in person. Okay.
She dropped me off at the house. My mom was
be talking crazy on the landline though.
Man.
They be talking crazy on the landline. I don't know if it was like cell phones now, but it's like on the landline, it was crazy.
I think about that and I think about it compared to nowadays. They didn't have Facebook.
So they had to give it up.
Yeah,
all right there. Give it all up.
All of it.
Because landline and then pagers came. I was part of the pager group. You know what I'm saying? So even then, all you got was a number. And then you got Slick. You could do the little codes with the number. Hello. You know what I'm saying? Or something.
The pagers was around at that time.
Okay. But still.
My mom and my aunt didn't have no pagers. They didn't sell drugs.
Landlines.
They weren't doctors either.
And they was going to tell it. And talk that talk. I just wanted you to know that like that shit didn't even happen to me, but I'd be riding around some days and I just think about it, start laughing. I know people be looking at me in the car like, what is he laughing about? I just be thinking about that story.
Oh God. Hey, clean socks is one of the things now. So now is a thing to me is if you like I have to wear clean socks and I have to wear socks, even if I wear slides, whatever it is. Unless I'm not, if I'm at the beach, I ain't wearing socks with slides. But I have to wear socks, and they have to be clean.
That's a fact.
Yeah, because this is a lesson I learned, nigga. Because if they're not clean, you might end up at Foot Locker.
Right.
Or you just might end up at somebody's house and it's like no shoes.
No shoes.
No shoes at all.
Yeah.
And you got
So
the
it's
holy
like,
socks on or the
nah.
ones that you just
I can't do the holes in the socks.
So let me ask y'all a question. Take your socks off before when you come in my, take your shoes off when you come in my house or no?
Absolutely.
Take your shoes off.
Absolutely.
So
because you're gonna take your shoes off when you come to my house.
You alienating people because what if a nigga got dirty socks on he cleaned that milk with earlier that day? You don't want him around.
Hey,
he
man,
can't come.
It is what it is, bro.
Take your, but what if his socks is dirtier than his shoes? What if you like, you know what? Put your shoes back on.
I'm gonna be honest. At this age of my life, I don't think I got nobody around me with dirty ass socks. Because I think you can smell that nigga a mile away, and I won't be friend. I won't be out.
What about
in
foot
public.
odor though? That's the thing I always wonder. Like some people just got stank feet.
Got feet stuck.
I mean, like,
But I feel like it's
clean,
signs. Like it's signs. Like if a nigga got stank feet, something else. You know what I'm saying? Something else in the wardrobe or the hair. You know what I'm saying? Something look crazy. Something kind of smell crazy. Got a little tinge to them. You know what I'm saying?
Some people just never got taught or didn't pick up them lessons. You know what I mean?
To take a shower and wash your toes.
Some people never picked up them lessons.
Oh man, God bless them.
You know?
God bless them.
I got family that never picked up them lessons, and they was told and taught, and people showed them and told them, and they just never picked up them lessons.
So y'all wasn't roasting them hard enough. That's what you're saying.
No, we roasted them.
Because my family will roast you into doing the right thing. Like you couldn't get away with certain things. Like I remember when I was a kid, like I've never been the best dresser, but like when I was a kid, like I threw on anything. And I had two sisters that was like fashionistas. And it would be so many times I'm walking down the stairs, they in the living room, they're like, you about to wear that and go outside looking like that? Oh my God, I'm just getting I'm like, I just woke up. I'm
the power of sisters.
I'm about to go to Irving Park and you can't step outside. I would get roasted, bro. And so like, at least when I was at home with them, I had to be matching a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I had to be presentable because they gonna talk bad about me and all of that.
So did you have any brothers? You got any brothers?
I got an older brother, but he's like 11 years older. So like by the time I was 6, he was like in college.
When you was growing up, he wasn't in the house. He was off doing older brother shit.
Yep.
And then it was you and your sisters growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You grew up to say I had two sisters too.
Yeah.
I got an older sister and younger sister. I was
okay. They both older than me.
I had a older sister, younger sister, and my mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I grew up, nigga. It was different. I had to leave the house all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when they
just to get along.
Oh God, nigga,
everybody
they were some assholes. Especially when my little sister got older. She the biggest asshole in my family right now. Still to this day, I love her to death. Oh God, yeah. She got my son right now at the basketball game. But so just going through it, and that was the only reason I learned how to. My handwriting is beautiful.
Yeah,
my older sister, she was big on like just really letting me know. You know what I'm saying? What's fucking up. And I used to write real small, and she couldn't see it. And she used to have to help me with my homework. And she was on my head, roasted me. Sometimes she smacked me in the back, and nothing I could do because my mom always told me, you can't hit these girls.
Right.
Yeah.
And so ain't nothing I could do when she abusing me and shit. I'm just dealing with it. Now my handwriting, though,
fire,
bro.
Yeah.
Cursive, all I get it in.
Yeah.
But then also smelling good, looking good, being presentable. That all came from them too. When I stunk, they let me know if I came out the room. Yeah, if they wasn't there that day, they was at my grandma's house. But if I was there running, I had free will, nigga, to not be criticized when I was running around in these socks. My mom wouldn't. I was
best life.
You know, you a latchkey kid. I was like 10 years old at the house by myself. My mom was at work. My sister was.
That was one of the best days of your life, bro. And then it just turned into the worst.
It went from sugar to shit real quick.
Nigga ain't had that level of freedom in so long, bro.
And then now I'm getting shoes on top of it. This should be a highlight.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead, I wore them dirty. I still apologize. Every time I talk to my auntie, I apologize to her. I'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I should have put some new socks on before I left.
I was 10.
But I had socks in my drawer, bro.
Right.
Like you didn't know that you was going to the mall that day.
I didn't know until after we was already,
Listen, man.
in motion.
We could clown all day, but I don't want us to get past without talking some business. We got the special guest here.
Yes.
Lace us up, man. Tell the family, tell the viewership, man. Some businesses you got going on. What you working on right now? What you got going on? Tell us.
Yeah, man. Well, shoot. Right now, I got my racial equity training business, YPD Equity Consulting. So I've been doing that since 2019.
Okay.
A lot of that work came from, like I was telling y'all, like my podcast, Socks and Sandals podcast, had G on there.
That was on there, yeah, okay.
So
Sky Daddy. That was a good episode.
Man, that was fire.
That was fire.
And so basically the podcast was like a passion project talking about racism, what it is and how it works. And how it affects Black people in America. And then when I got tired of talking about that and like the confluence of race and religion, then I just started talking about empowerment, you know what I'm saying, and entrepreneurship. And then when 2020 happened, George Floyd and all that, a lot of people was hitting me up. Like everybody want to talk to me all at the same time. And I was just like, and I was talking to my partner. He was like, bro, you got to do a course or something. You got to monetize this because you can't keep having all these 2-hour conversations with people.
Right.
And you know all this stuff, like just package it together. So I created a course called Know Your Enemy, The Evolution of Racism, which was like a 8-week, 16-hour course, essentially just talking about racism, what it is and how it works, when it started, kind of really starting with in the 1400s and tracking it all the way up to the present day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what happened. This is what continued to happen. These are the laws that went in place. This is what the scientists said. This is what the educators said. This is what, you know what I'm saying? And so this is how we are experiencing what we're still experiencing today. And so from that, a lot of people that signed up was people that listened to the podcast. They were nonprofit executives. They were DEI professionals. They were teachers. And they were like, yo, you need to do DEI. You need to train the trainers. Like, you need to take this into corporate America. I was like, I don't know nothing about that. And they would just kind of put me on game and tell me like how to apply for contracts and all that. And so the business kind of just grew from there. And so I'm still doing it, got contracts with a few organizations. And then I'm also working with the Black United Fund, still with them. So, you know, we did a temporary project in 2020.
Right.
And then a full-time opportunity opened up in 2021.
Nice.
And so I started out as a coordinator. I'm now director of economic justice and development for them.
Right on.
And so a lot of what I do with them is a business accelerator. It's called the Emerging Entrepreneur Program. So it's a program I was able to start from scratch, you know what I'm saying? And come up like I just came up with all the ideas and they financed it, you know what I'm saying? So Black United Fund has been great. So it's essentially a program where it's a cohort of 5 entrepreneurs. It's a 9-month program. They all get $8,000. And then I created or assembled a board of advisors. So they have 4 or actually 5 now, 5 different subject matter experts that they can tap in with, and we pay for their consultation throughout the 9 months.
Nice.
So we have somebody that that does like business consulting on a really high level, like 5-year business plan and financial plans and things of that nature, and they help them create a pitch deck to be able to go into pitch competitions and compete. There's a mental health specialist that we have them connect with, so they get a few sessions with them just to be able to live and like understand what it is to be an entrepreneur and be able to decompress and like self-care. Because when it's just you,
right,
there's nobody else, you know what I'm saying, to like lean on. You ain't got no coworkers. And so you really got to be able to live and deal with yourself when nobody else is around to encourage you. So we have a mental health specialist. We have a digital marketing specialist. So somebody that's a professor of business at PCC, but he also has his own digital marketing agency. And so they get consultation from him. And then we have a tax specialist that helps them with their taxes. And that's the biggest thing for us, you know, Black entrepreneurs, bro. We don't, and just Black people in general, like a lot of that legal, technical, like the taxes and accounting, that's the thing that trips us up. Like, we don't have a shortage of people that's hustling, that's talented, that have businesses. But like when it comes to that technical stuff, that's just like, it's not necessarily passed down in the culture. That trips us up. So I made sure we had a tax specialist on the roster to make sure folks' numbers is right. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what, 3 years now? That's been running 3 years or 2 years?
Yeah, we're in our 3rd year now.
How do people tap into that?
Basically it's like a lot of people that's on our email list and on our newsletter. And then I blast it out as much as possible just from my own social media. And I put it on like certain listservs, like email lists. But essentially if you go to the BUFOR, Black United Fund of Oregon.org, sign up for the newsletter, then you'll be able to tap in. And the time it's like the open application period is from August, like the beginning of August to the middle of September. Okay. So you got to apply and then go through a process of evaluating all the applications, and then, 5 people get selected.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I get the messages. I just haven't, because sometimes you send me something and be like, this is coming up, and it'd be like a seminar.
Yeah, it'd be like workshops. So
workshops
we do other things.
But if you come to the workshops, that's the way that you think that's the best way to really tap in?
I think it's a really good way to tap in. Like applying and, somebody reading your stuff on paper is cool. But if there's a relationship or like a touch point, it helps.
Okay.
Right.
What kind of businesses do you guys serve? Is it all kind of businesses? Like
Any kind of business.
any kind.
We're really investing in the entrepreneur, not the business.
Not the bit- okay.
Granted, the business, the type of business does help, or it could hinder. Like, I honestly try to stay away from consulting firms because it's just like we're trying to invest in businesses so that folks can scale and hire other people so that we can just build the workforce in the community. But there is actually one consulting firm that's in the current cohort, but her company, it's like she consults for biotech and like pharmaceutical companies, and so it's just like a rare field to be in, very specific. So I'm like, ooh, I was intrigued, and then we interviewed her, and everybody like loved her. So we mostly invest in the person.
You guys work with nonprofits?
We do have, so not my program, but we do have a nonprofit leadership program, which is basically the same thing as what I do, but just on the nonprofit side. So they have a cohort of 4.
Okay.
In the same like similar type of board of advisor situation, all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about entertainment companies?
You trying to put a bit in for yourself?
I'm just asking. I'm asking.
It's not, like I said, we won't discriminate based on the business.
Because it's not the business, it's the
person.
Okay. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you had a 5-year plan for yourself from here moving forward, what would you like to see this emerging business program, or just what do you see in your horizon?
I would say taking the show on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like still investing in organ businesses, but being able to have enough funding to be able to get our entrepreneurs out in other markets, as opposed to just continually marketing to Portland and, you know what I'm saying, Portland Metro.
Gotcha.
Because that's the one thing that I see a lot. It's only been 3 years, but what I see a lot is there's a lot of Black owned businesses that only want to cater to Black people. But it's like we catering to Black people in the whitest city in America. So you kind of run out of like opportunities.
You run out of people.
Right.
But it's hella opportunity. Like, it's not to say that you shouldn't have a business that's surrounded or your target market is Black, but you got to get around more Black people. So we need to get y'all to Invest Fest. We need to get y'all to Essence Fest. We need to get y'all to like all these other events that have tens of thousands of people that are traveling from all over the country to come spend money. So we need to get you there. And so that's really like my vision for the program, is not to only be giving folks opportunities here and getting connected to folks here, but like creating a situation where we have enough budget and funding to be able to go travel all over the country and help people accelerate their growth a little bit faster just by getting in front of a broader market. Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like you got a platform. What about taking this idea of what y'all doing and then like taking it over to other places and saying, this is the blueprint. You know what I mean? This is the blueprint that we created. We can create the same thing here. This is how
that's the thing. Like when it comes to business accelerator programs, like it's not a novel thing. A lot of people do these like all over the country. But with what I'm doing through Black United Fund, through the nonprofit, it's like we get a lot of foundational, like local money. So unless we get like grants from national organizations, we would have to keep it mostly local. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if I was to like, if anybody was to break away and just like not do it under the auspices of like an organization in particular and create your own business and do it that way, then, you know, anything is possible.
Yeah. Or your own, the own motto, like the way that you guys get funds and that kind of thing. Like if you have a motto, can you take it to other, you know, other states, other people and say, this is what we do.
Oh, that's a fact. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
So I've done some DEI work at my daughter's school over the last couple of years. I sat as the chair for our DEI equity group. Have a lot of challenges in the school, trying to find ways to deal with a school that was predominantly Black and now it's been gentrified, and you know we still have a handful of Black people there, but still mostly, you know, it's on the other hand now, and dealing with issues with teachers and communication and things of that nature. Being that you've had these conversations in schools and different things like that, where do you find like the breaking point? Is there a way to get an understanding between, you know, our PTA and the school as far as what we expect? Or is that something that you have to go a legal route and get some type of document drafted in order to get conflict resolution? Or things that are going on in the school, or is it a matter of just
Man, you gotta talk.
conversation?
That's a big conversation.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's huge.
Yeah, because you got to talk to the teachers union. You're gonna have to talk to superintendents in that area. You got to talk to the board, the school, and all that in order to really.
Because I feel like everything that happened to a black child in this particular school the information should come through our group. I feel like at some point, in order for us to be able to vet out equity and make sure that things are being handled in an equitable manner.
It just depends on how much power
we run into these roadblocks of confidentiality and school rules of being able to administer information, but at the same time, I'm still having parents coming on the back end saying, "Hey, my kid's being mistreated or they're not being treated fairly," and I'm like, "Well, if I don't know, how can I address the issue for you, or at least map out a roadway?" You've ran into those issues before? I mean, have you?
I mean, yes and no, but in general, yes. Even if I haven't run into it, somebody else has. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not going to stop.
Right.
So, I think, what you're doing is what we need to do. Like, we got to be present and we have to advocate. But this is like an ongoing conversation I'm having with like some of my peers that's in the industry as well, or in this particular industry. And really, like, my thing is, I don't know. I think you were saying this, like, we don't need DEI for black people or for people of color. You know what I'm saying?
I got
like
the way that I think it should be. I can tell you the way I think it should be.
Yeah.
I think when you got equity, inclusion, all them trainings, DEI trainings and everything, I think it should run this way. If you're black, you don't necessarily need to go unless you want to.
Yeah.
But I think it should be a class of all white men, only white men in this class being taught by a black woman. And I think it should be a class of all white women in the class being taught by a black man.
So, yes. In addition to that,
segregation,
nigga. in addition to that, black people do need DEI, but not under the umbrella of DEI, if that makes sense. We just got to do this at home.
Right.
There is a separate conversation and a separate level of preparation that we have to have that cannot be done under some systematic regime that is not ours, that we don't control. Right. We don't control the education system. Right? The only control we have is with our peers and with our children and our families and our communities. And so there's gonna have to be more organizing offline with us than there is online with them. Now, obviously, we want to fix the environment and be like, man, if I could just go here and say this to them, then they're going to do something different. Now, as a DEI practitioner, I'm never going to stop like telling people the truth. But I'm also just studying racism and all that. Like, I'm not going to approach it like, if I tell them this, then they're going to change.
Right. I think DEI for us, though, we should sit down in the class and then go through like how to overcome the different obstacles. So like
that's what I started out doing.
Yeah. So instead of sitting in the class learning about the history of race, I think we all know the history of racism we've been living in. You know what I'm saying? We shared it between each. Okay, this is one of the problems that we have right now when it comes to like redlining or the wage gap or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or business opportunities, how to budget, you know what I'm saying, the accounting, like that is the type of stuff that we should be learning during DEI training.
And actually, so I started out doing the opposite. I started out with teaching the history of it, because really the history it hasn't been taught and we don't know. We know what we've experienced, but we don't know the foundations and how deep and layered it is. And so that's why I went back, because I was searching for myself. Like, why is race such a huge deal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it? And I started studying back in 2014, like when, what was it, like Mike Brown and, you know what I'm saying, like Philando Castile. Even before that, like Eric Garner, Tamir Rice. Who was the first little dude that?
Little
Trayvon, you know what I'm saying? And then Keaton Otis. I went to high school with Keaton. I'm like, why is race such a big divider or connector of people depending on what side of it you're on? And then so I just went back. And then once I realized like how layered it is, it's some of the questions that we ask, like, or conclusions or premises that we have is like, yo, if I just tell them this, or if I just address this issue, then this issue, we can mitigate that problem. But for us, we really got to uproot like the foundations of why people think the way that they do. And because they think like this and they don't know anything else other than that, and they don't even know why, like how they're coming to these conclusions, but you know that they're coming to these conclusions. And so because once we know why they're coming to these conclusions and why it'll be so hard for them to go away from that which has been programmed into them, then we can interact with them differently. But if we continue to interact in a reaction of this is what they did to me, so now I need to do this, we got to be proactive in how we interact. We have to already expect that they're going to be microaggressive. They're going to have bias. They're going to have prejudice. How could a white person not be racist? You should expect racism. You should expect nothing less than racism. And anything that shows up and it doesn't seem like racism, there's racism in there. And so because that is the reality, and it's not because I want it to be that way, but that's the reality. It hasn't not been racism ever since the invention of race or some type of separation or segregation based upon skin color, which has came down from the Papal Bulls and back in Portugal and Spain. And you know what I'm saying? This came from the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Like this that came from God. So people believe in these differences and these separations of people because it came from God, according to these people. And so it's like, they're not going to go against God. They're not going to go against the Pope. They're not going to go against the president. They're not going to go against the law because the law came from God.
We just gotta expect every white person we see be racist.
We have to have a healthy level of skepticism. And if a white person says that they're not racist, I mean, I understand that they're saying I mean no harm.
Yeah.
But there's patterns of thought, speech, and action that everybody engages in, right? That is harmful. That is harmful on a racial basis. So it's like a white person may not be a bigot, but you may do some things that are racist, and you may aid and abet the system of racism in a way that you didn't know that you were actually strengthening the system.
So would it be fair to say, like, especially here in the Pacific Northwest, like every white woman that sucked a black dick was like really just exercising her white guilt? It's like trying to get over
you the
some racist.
Hey, you the freaking deacon, bro. So
I'm just asking
gonna leave that.
He the deacon and sneaking.
The deacon and sneaking, bro.
We have a lot of interracial relationships, right? Like, so,
but I'll put it like this. I know it's a joke, but like, has a white woman dealing with a black man, has that stopped a white woman from being racist?
No,
I don't think so.
No, I done seen a whole bunch of in my lifetime, white women that only fuck niggas. Yeah, they be some of the most racist ones.
Yeah,
and they think they get a pass because they be fucking.
Yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah. No,
who was here,
but they paying back. It's reparation.
So like,
but a white woman has never really hated black men. but back in the day.
Oh, wait, what?
No, they never really hated. They always loved us. I mean, not love like in a real, like the way that we love.
They always lusted after us.
They've always wanted us. They've always desired us.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, like, lynching in the South, it wasn't because, some nigga did something wrong. They just happened to look at a white woman, or a white woman gave them energy, and then a white man seen it, and then the way that the white woman don't get cast out as a nigger lover, he tried to whatever. Or they just literally had, like, niggas on the side. Right? They'd be married, but then they have a side nigga. And then when they get caught, he raped me. And I'm not making this up on some like, that's misogynist. It's a few books. I can't remember the title, but like Ida B. Wells, she wrote about that continuously. She has multiple books where she talks about like lynching in the South. And a lot of it was done by or perpetrated by a white woman lying on their black lovers.
Yeah.
That makes sense though. I mean, if you got Master out there in the shed taking all the black women, I'm pretty sure white was sitting up there like,
no, white women terrify me. You know this. You know white women terrify me.
I know. They scare me too. But
I'm like, for real, I cross the street. If I'm walking down the street and a white woman walking on the same side of the street, I will go to the other side of the street. They are terrifying, bro. Because all they gotta do is say something. Anything. If you bump into them, they can yell at you, cuss you out, do whatever you do. And then you like, get the fuck out of here. And like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now you
Harassment
are the one, right? Because this is going to be the squeaky wheel. You know what I mean?
It can be scary. It can be scary.
Outside the studio a while ago, a white woman pulled a knife on me. I was walking, she was asking me a question, and I just didn't want to answer it. I didn't want to deal with you, didn't want to give her no energy. I was afraid. And so I just like kept going about my business, and she turned around and was coming at me, trying to get my attention. I just turned around. I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. And I was the aggressor. She pulled out a knife like I was going to hit her or something. Like, okay. I didn't shoot her, though.
But you could.
You still here.
You felt the energy.
I'm still here. I felt the energy. Why you? Last night, we had a party. She just keeps following me, trying to ask me, trying to talk to me. I just say something confusing and walk away. And then as soon as I was in eye shot again, she was right back on me, talking to me, and I just didn't want to give her no energy. And that be the situation. Like,
bro,
I just want you to leave me alone. Can you just leave me alone?
Have y'all seen the Everybody Hates Hassan or Hassan Hates Portland?
Yes.
I hadn't seen
Did you see the recent episode of him? Hassan Hates Waiting for the Bus. And it was like the white girl that was like hitting on him and doing all this stuff.
Okay.
And then he turned her down, and then she called her boyfriend, like, this black guy is harassing me, and da-da-da-da-da. She took a picture of him, but like he turned her down because she was trying, you know what I'm saying? And then she flipped the script and like,
No, I seen two, I think like two of them. One where he was just walking, and then he would just talk. It just ended his interactions. They was trying to get him to vote or sign some petition. And then somebody was in a tent getting it in. I said, oh, this is funny. I like that.
Yeah, it's like the Black Portlandia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where can I find it?
IG.
Instagram.
Yeah, Hassan Hates Portland, or on YouTube.
All right,
TikTok.
I know.
Yeah,
we try to keep it an hour. We went over a little bit, but it's time.
We up.
I know.
We up.
No, we're gonna get out of here in a minute, man. We got places to run.
We got to tap in though.
The fatherly fights of the week. I know.
Yeah, okay. You know, because we get his black father. You know
so before we end the show, we always end the show the same way. Whoever's up here, we got to talk fatherly advice of the week. Just anything that you want to partake on the world about being a father. Just, you know what I'm saying, living life.
Ooh.
We even do this to people who ain't fathers.
Yeah.
So anybody, yeah.
That's deep. Fatherly advice of the week.
And I want me to go first?
Please do.
Your kids don't run your house. Okay? You run it. Your kids are there. I know we want to be sympathetic. We want to give them the, you know what I'm saying, the emotional encouragement and the mental encouragement to grow in life. But we have to understand that they're fucking retarded, and we have to be the leader to let them know that you can't do this, or this is what you need to do, right? So when it's your house, it's your goddamn house. They don't run it, and sometimes you got to fuck their feelings. I don't care about your feelings. Right now, you're going to do this because this is what you need to do. So I want to encourage all the fathers out there that they can take control.
I love it. And I'm so glad you said that, because I'm going to piggyback all the way off of that shit. No, they don't run shit. And tell them to get their damn education. And tell them that getting mediocre grades just because that's how they feel and just because they tried is not acceptable. We live by different rules, different standards. If you want to get out in life and be mediocre and subpar on your dime, then by all means do that. But as long as I'm footing the bill, damn it, your ass is going to learn in school. You're going to get your education, and you're going to be good at it. And that's your ass. Point blank. That's my fatherly advice.
They're going to be able to call 911 for making them cry in a minute. That's going to be child abuse now. They're going to lock you up.
You can't even count 911, so I ain't even worried about you getting to the phone right now.
Yeah, I don't care about them tears. I don't care about them tears.
I need a mental health day.
You got anything, Ray?
You stupid. Oh man, fatherly advice of the week. There's so much I want to say, but I'll say this. You never stop like building the relationship with your kids, man. It's an ongoing thing. And to all my fathers out there, your kids is gonna forget a lot of dope shit that you do for them. And so we have to find like creative reminders of letting them know who the fuck we are and how much I've done for you in a loving, respectful way that doesn't alienate them, but they need to know. They need to be reminded. And so we have to be very intentional on reminding them of all the things that we do. And like, because if I feel like our generation is coming like, it's like a slingshot of trying to overcome a lot of stereotypes and narratives around Black fathers. Right. And so like our generation of fatherhood, we doing a lot. But then when you do a lot, and sometimes with not expecting much in return, then our kids can become complacent or like entitled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we doing more, we coaching, we putting them in leagues, we, you know what I'm saying? We doing it, we doing everything. We're not doing everything, but we're doing a lot. Right. And a lot more is even kind of expected of us, which is nothing wrong with that. But then our kids need to know, like, nah, like my dad, like in the previous generation, I may not have gotten this, but they don't know what they missing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they never missed it.
But yeah, so we gotta lovingly let them know, like, your dad is like that, and don't take me for granted.
And it's a double-edged sword, I think, with that advice too, because not only are you letting them know the things that you're doing for them, they also now know the things that they're going to have to do once you're no longer be able to do it for them. You know what I mean? We all go out someday. So if you don't let them know this is what is needed in order to live, right? This is what I do.
Yeah.
Right. So if you don't let them know, then when they get older, they gonna think all that stuff is just done.
Yeah.
Oh, was that done by dad? What are you talking about? Nah, nigga, now you got to do it. I'm not here tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's good. That's good advice.
Straight up.
That's some dope advice. Hey, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to 4 Black Dads, man. I'm one of your hosts, your boy G Wade, signing off. And to my left,
it is the deacon, the sneaking, the pastor of laughter, Eric motherfucking Island. To our 2 OGs that ain't here today, you know what I'm saying? Y'all feel better, get well. We see you on the next show. Until our special guest to our right, Mr. Breeze, Emmanuel Williams, man. We thank you for showing up, man, and giving us these gems and just dropping off some knowledge with us, man. We look forward to having you back real soon, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you feeling froggish, come jump in with the boys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta come back with a nickname though.
Hey, we'll give you one if you
gotta come back with a nickname?
Yeah, something else.
You don't want one of his nicknames.
Nah, bro, the deacon is sneaking, bro.
OMGD ain't a real clean one either.
Well, I don't want to keep saying it. Pause.
We don't get down like that.
Man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We go, hey, as always, we love y'all.
Pieces.
Blessings.
Good show.
That was fun.